Hi, welcome back to WonderCon 2023. I'm Heidi MacDonald here for The Beat, and big shout out to our sponsors, Bad Idea Comics, and I am here with Dean Devlin, Jonathan Glassner, Hollywood legends. Now, you have destroyed the world so many times. So this time you're saving the world, right?
Well, we're leaving a world that's been destroyed to create a new one.
Yeah. So, I mean, how does it feel to save things, or to be the positive side after destruction?
Well, but I think the thing is even in the movies we did that had destruction, it was always about the characters and how they come through it, and that's the same in this show. This is really all about the survivors on this ship and how they are trying to become the best versions of themselves to recreate mankind.
Right. Well, sometimes we all would like to do that. Yeah, tell us just about the ARK is being sent out to other planets to try to find a new home for mankind.
Right, and there as far as we knew at the beginning of the show, there were 12 ARKs planned to go. This was the first one, and each is being sent to a different potential inhabitable planet. And of course, things never go as planned.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of missteps. Now, I mean, one of the things about the ARK that I've noticed is so much happens in each episode, as opposed to, let's face it, there's a lot of shows that are, leisurely events, let's put it that way. Maybe a whole season is one thing and one goal, but in the ARK, it's like bam, 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 bam. What made you decide to have this kind of, really old school pacing?
Oh, but I think that was really the impetus from the beginning. Is Jonathan and I wanted to do a love letter to the kind of shows that we fell in love with growing up, and we weren't seeing them anymore. I mean, and this is no knock against the shows that are out now, but it's it's a very different style. Shows tend to be super dark and very edgy and incredibly grounded, which is great. I mean, I enjoy watching those. But Jonathan and I wanted to do something more like what made us fall in love with the genre to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the word that keeps coming up is roller coaster, and that's really what we want it to be. It's just this fun, constant go roller coaster of of fun.
What do you think, though? I mean, you raise a very interesting point with audiences and what their expectations are, and I mean, this is a huge topic, so we could probably spend hours or a whole college course talking about it. But I mean, how do you think audience expectations have changed for stories, or have they? I mean, do people still want the same kind of thing, or is it eternal? Or, I mean, with so many options now, I mean...
Well, I'll tell you this. I've never been one to try to figure out what the audience wants. I think that already puts you down a dangerous path, because now you're looking at market research and you're trying to see, well, this show was a hit and that show was a hit. One of the things that I think really bonds Jonathan and I is that we write the stuff that we want to see, and then we hope that there's an audience out there that has the same taste or that likes the same things. There's a lot of choices now, more choices than ever, and the people who tend to like the stuff that we do, they tend to have like an ownership of it. They feel like that's their show. They were waiting for that show. So it may not be for everyone, but for those who dig it, they seem to dig it a lot, and we love making it for them.
Right. And also, it's a change. It's a change of pace, and that's really what people crave a lot of times.
Yeah, I mean, both of us felt when we were just starting this, there's all these great shows on, but there are all these dark, gloomy, and we were like, it's time for a lighter show. It's time for a show that's just, fun and not like a dissertation on humankind and life. And I love those shows, but there's enough of them out there. I don't need to write another one.
Right. Well, we need a buffet, that's for sure. You obviously have done so much in Hollywood. It's a pretty interesting time right now, isn't it?
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah. How do you think? What's your take? Obviously, we've just had kind of this streaming explosion, implosion. Like all of a sudden, this business model that everyone thought was the future, everyone's like, oh. I guess there's some problems with this. I mean, how is it negotiating in this world? I mean, what do you think?
Listen, I think it's always trying to adapt. My company is a very small independent company, so we like to think of ourselves as a speedboat. So we just keep turning whichever way the waves are going. But at the end of the day, Jonathan and I are storytellers, and so we'll tell stories wherever we're allowed to, whether it's on a streaming platform, in a movie theater, on a broadcast, over the internet. It doesn't matter. The question is, can we tell a compelling story that surprises and excites and thrills people.
Right.
What he said, I mean, he gave a much better
He
answer.
gave a really great. Well, let me ask you. I did read, like you were saying, that one of the challenges with the ARK was that this is a huge story, and any budget, could soak up that budget, and you're doing it on a more limited budget, and you have to be a little more creative that way, right?
Yeah, very much. I mean, our budget actually, in a way, dictates a lot of the story because we can't go land on 15 planets and investigate all these different, volcanoes and aliens, and we just can't do that. And I think it makes it a better show because it's really purely about the people and not about the cool worlds and the big stuff.
But yeah, people love these characters. They just want to see what happens to them every week.
Yeah, I mean that's the hope. That's our goal is to have people fall in love with our cast and our characters. We want. I find that if the audience wants to invite these people into their living room once a week for an hour, you better make them likable. You better make them somebody they want to have in their house.
Yeah, right. So what's anything you can tease for the rest of the season of the ARK, or
Expect the unexpected.
more disasters, more?
Lots of twists and turns. Things you don't expect. You don't expect what's coming.
It sounds like a lot of fun to make this show. Yeah. Do you must have a lot of fun writers' rooms, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much to Dean and Jonathan for coming here and telling us about the ARK. Thank you to our sponsors, Bad Idea, and thanks to WonderCon. I'm Heidi MacDonald. Let's save humanity.